So I'm often asked the question about, should I follow this path? It's very different than the path that I'm currently on. And should I just dive into what I'm passionate about, quit my job, and go on the road and do X, Y, Z that I really want to do? And then there's the true facts that you've got a mortgage, you've got a family, you've got personal responsibilities. Maybe you have a parent that's ill. So how do you balance those two things between with this drive of this passion that I have for myself, that I want to be doing these things, and at the same time I have these other responsibilities? Adventure and Everything is about reframing those other experiences as adventures. It's about looking at those things from a different perspective, that they're not challenges or problems to be solved, but that's life, and that's what needs to be experienced. Honoring the responsibilities that you currently have, and that those are choices that you've made, and respecting that, but doing it from a different perspective, that what's one to be enjoyed and lived fully. I wrote this book because there's a powerful learning that can come from adventuring, and this feeling of aliveness and vitality that I've experienced. I wanted to see what was it that was allowing me to be able to be that present in those relationships and in my life when I came back from these expeditions. And so that's where I started to really distill down as to what was I learning from these trips, and how could I apply that into my everyday life, and then how could I help others take that same feeling forward. And that's where I came up with the 5 elements of adventure, which are high endeavor, uncertain outcome, total commitment, tolerance for adversity, and great companionship. And so the idea being that you can tap into the energy and the power of those 5 elements in our everyday lives, how we move through the world, how we interact with others, how we're present in the work that we do and in our communities. The book approaches the topic from 2 different perspectives. One, as a prescription. There's a series of tools, there's a series of exercises, and things that you can actually go out and do and apply. So there's a doing element, which I think is really important in practicing and learning how to bring this into your life. The embodying aspect of Adventure and Everything. And at the same time, the book is also inspirational, and then it tells stories from my life and from others' lives that helps you reframe and see how these elements apply to your own life. And the book asks you to go back and forth in that process. So I've intentionally written the book in a way to inspire you, to help you better understand how the 5 elements of adventure can support you in your life. At the same time, I'm also challenging you to practice them in a daily way, to begin to shift those habits and begin to see your life from a different perspective. But I really wrote Adventure and Everything to give you a good kick in the butt, to get you out there, to apply the learning, to embody it, and to bring Adventure and Everything truly into your life. Not as some idea, something you can read about, but something that you're actually doing and living, that you're living Adventure and Everything.